Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for, this is your October bonus reading is what it is. We're going to jump right in here, Aries, and we are going to see, I love it, Aries, we're going to see what is going on for you. Before I get too excited, let's start laying these cards down, but I'm using the tarot. This is the Wheel of the Year tarot, if you're wondering what deck this is, by the way. And I dropped this deck as usual, so some of these cards are upside down. I don't read reversals. But Aries, we're just going to go through here and kind of see what is going on for you. Clearly, there's a lot of growth. Some of you could definitely be moving as well. And again, this is timeless reading, so it's pretty much for whenever you find it. But let's see what is going on for you. Some sort of decision to be made as well, like where you invest your energy or what you put your energy into. This is very important. I would say this is, I usually don't like to cut to the chase here, but, what I would say is to cut to the chase. I feel that where you put your energy is going to be very, very important for you, not only in October, if you're watching this in October, but I would say for like the next 2 or 3 years. You have this growth card, and it says expect good money flow, a raise, a new promotion, or a new job offer. And, so what I feel here is that there's a lot of growth coming in for you. But I kind of see you. It's almost as if you have these like buckets in front of you. Just if I zone out and I just try to put myself in your shoes, it's like I see these buckets in front of you, and it's like you're trying to pick the correct bucket, if that makes sense, to pour your energy into, because you want growth. You start off with the Two of Wands. Two of Wands tells me that you really want to grow. You want to expand, right? You want progress as well. Two of Wands is a card of progress, but it's popping into my head as more of a desire. The thing is, I feel like, number one, there's nothing to worry about. Some of you could be feeling a little bit stressed out, I feel here. Not bad. It's not like too much stress or anything, but there could just be regular old life stresses coming up for you here, Aries. Totally fine. What I would say here is that some of you, I feel like you need to let the stress go, because I feel like things are going to work out really, really well for you based off this reading. Plain and simple. You have the Two of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the King of Wands, that's you, and the Eight of Cups here. Some of you could be walking away from a situation. It could be making you feel a little bit left out in the cold, going to the Five of Pentacles here. But it's almost as if you're leaving a relationship, or if you're ending a relationship situation, it would be because there was some sort of truth that came out on that first position. I almost feel like you could have been dealing with a person who doesn't make moves, who doesn't, who there is no progress, right? I feel like you want a lot of progress here, and because of that, if you're dealing with a person who does not make progress in life, who does not grow, it's probably not going to last. Here, again, you start off with the Two of Wands. I'm getting progress here. There are two people on this card, and I do feel a little bit of love here. You have the Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles. There could be some sort of choice in love, but I almost feel that you're picking new love in your life. Here's the other thing, is that it is interesting that the Hangman did come out in reverse. I put it upright. I don't read reversals, but to me, the Hangman in reverse can represent like putting on a show. It almost looks like he's dancing when he's in the reverse. Traditionally, when the Hangman is in reverse, it can represent moving forward, really. But I also feel sometimes that he can represent not really like a show-off energy, but kind of like someone who's showing off or always putting on a show or something like that. And so some of you could have been dealing with a person like that. For others, you could be dealing with a person where you feel like you had to put on a show, and not a criticism, by the way, Aries, but maybe you're just realizing like, oh my God, I had to act every single time I was with this person. And so if that story is for you, I feel like you could be walking away from this person. Or again, for a lot of you, I feel like you're moving towards a person where there's just growth. You have the Seven of Cups and the King of Wands. A lot of dreaming here, a lot of dreamy energy. I would say, having Jupiter in your 12th, basically, or having Jupiter going back into Pisces for you, Aries, is definitely going to be very dreamy. Again, Jupiter will officially be moving back into Pisces at the end of the month in October. And then, of course, it will be ending its retrograde, towards the end of the year, and it will officially move back into your sign at the end of the year, December 26th or something like that. But for now, again, you could be a little bit more dreamy. I want to encourage you to put water into those buckets, the dream buckets, right? Because, the water that you put into those things with your thoughts, your actions, you can feel free to get started on those dreams as well. And the water you put in those buckets is just going to cause growth. It's just going to cause more abundance for you. So I feel like it's perfectly acceptable for you to be more dreamy, but I feel that the King of Wands is saying, put some of your Aries get up and go energy into this so that you can be successful, whatever you're dreaming of doing. You have the Eight of Cups here. I do feel like a lot of you are just walking away from things that no longer serve you here with the Eight of Cups. We're going to have to look into this, but, I feel like you're walking away from something. And again, we're going to have to look into it. It could be love, but it doesn't have to be. I would say whatever it is, it's something you tried to change in the past. Whatever this Eight of Cups is, I feel that, I'm not saying it's a second chance, but maybe you kind of did give something a second chance, love or otherwise, and now I feel like you've kind of outgrown something, interestingly enough. With the Two of Wands, you have the Caution card here. I just feel this is saying follow the typical rules, at this time. Don't get too, I would also say, like, it would be a good time to temper your emotions, Aries. We do have Mars going retrograde, so might be a good time to just, like, kind of take hold of your emotions, make sure that you're channeling your emotions into things that return energy to you. With the Seven of Cups and the King of Wands, you have the Enthusiasm card. Again, I would be doing whatever you are enthusiastic about, whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel motivated, those things that wake you up at 5 o'clock in the morning, those ideas, plans, people, whatever. That's where I would be directing my thoughts and my energy if I were you, and I pretty much am you, Aries, so this is what I've been doing. And it's funny because, I feel a lot of people have been getting this type of energy, like needing to move towards their desires, needing to move towards their enthusiasm. And again, I really feel that a lot of us, and especially you, Aries, you're kind of being made an example for other people. So, other people might say, oh, I have a desire to go start this business, but I have to be real world. I have to have this job. I have to be a lawyer. I have to be whatever, right? Instead of I have to be myself. I feel like you are one of the signs that's here to teach people, or is going to be here, especially at this time, to teach people to be themselves, whatever that means for them. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Friendship card. I don't think you're playing this game, is what I would say to you. Like, if someone is like, oh, let's just be friends, I think you're like, nope, I don't want to be your friend. That's really the feeling I get here. So I kind of feel like some of you have already had this situation happen in your life where maybe a person was like, oh, let's just be friends or whatever. I feel like you're like, no, I don't want to be your friend. And you're just walking away. I don't know. That's what I get here. For others, you could be socializing, but it looks like you could be walking away from, if it's not love, you could be walking away from a friend as well. Next, you have this Stars card. It says, a long journey brings rewards. I feel like you've been on a long-ass journey for a very long time, Aries. And I really feel some of you are, like, kind of trying to find your place in the world, or trying to find things that match up with you. I kind of have these words, the right thing. Those are the words that are popping into my head, like the right thing. Sometimes I think we try to do the right thing in life and we don't get rewarded for it. I feel like that's been happening to you for a very long time. You have the Hangman, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. This to me is like a long-awaited improvement in your finances. I feel that a lot of you have been kind of putting your, I almost want to say you've been sacrificing yourself. The Hangman can represent a sacrifice, and the Five of Pentacles being left out in the cold. So some of you, maybe you feel like you've been sacrificing yourself or sacrificing your finances for like another person, or maybe you have a family or something like that. But there's a change here with the Five of Pentacles. There's a change in your finances. I feel like there are major improvements coming in for you. It's not going to happen like overnight. Seven of Pentacles, a little bit slow, because he's looking at the pentacles that he's grown and he's saying, is there something better? Is there something more I could do or whatever? But, what I would say to you is that you have a good couple of years coming up, especially for money, and longer really than a couple of years. And I would encourage you to build long-term situations, long-term financial situations. I don't know what word I'm looking for here, Aries, but what I'm trying to say is whatever you're building, maybe it starts out slow, but you're building things that are going to last forever, especially with that Uranus and Taurus, With Uranus and Taurus, it's like, having Uranus in your second house can be a little bit challenging. Like most of you probably have it in your second house, depending on when you were born. But at the same time, you're lucky because you're about to have Jupiter entering into your first house, and then next year it'll be in your second house. So there could be a lot of improvements, but Uranus and Taurus really wants you to build something long-term, but it also wants you to build something that is the stars. Whatever you're dreaming of, whatever your wildest dreams are, Uranus and Taurus, again, as I tell everyone, has a very strong sense of freedom, really wants you to be free. So, great way to become free is to have your own business, for example, or to have a job where you kind of maybe make your own hours, or maybe you get to work from home, or maybe you get to travel. It's different for all of us. We all want different things. But if you've ever thought about any of that, I would, start moving towards it. With the Hangman, you have this resourcefulness card. I feel that a lot of people have been getting this resourcefulness type energy in their readings. A couple of people have had this card. Some people have had the Queen of Pentacles, which is the card of resourcefulness. And so I would say that, I feel you've had to learn to be resourceful, and that's probably part of the sacrifice, where maybe you've been sacrificing for a family or something else in your life. With the Five of Pentacles, you have this affair card. Some of you could feel sad if you were with a person who had an affair, or maybe there was an affair, but I kind of feel like this is new love coming in for you. I feel like saying it's written in the stars as well. So something is written in the stars, whether it's love or maybe it's just a perfect match, something that makes you very happy here, Aries. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Devotion card. Definitely true love coming in for you. I feel like this is what you're looking for. You're looking for something that you can invest your time, effort, and energy into, and you want to know that the person is fair, that the person is, being devoted, the person only has eyes for you, doesn't have a wandering eye or something like that. So as far as love is concerned, I feel like that's what you're looking for. Next, you have this house card. It says relocation and home. Obviously, some of you could be moving. I feel like every single time I read for you, you have these home cards. It kind of makes sense, based off the astrology. I do feel that a lot of you could be moving or have been thinking about moving and traveling. You have the Ace of Swords, the Chariot, and the Temperance card. Some of you, I feel, maybe have tried to move in the past and it didn't work out. I'm getting on this Temperance card. Temperance is a card of patience, but I'm not really getting patience here as much as I am getting, like, you've had to kind of go back to the drawing board. The Temperance card is about transforming a situation. So maybe I'm getting something here about maybe something didn't work out involving a move or travel in the past, and you've kind of had to, like, rework things to try to get things to work or something along those lines. I don't know. It's popping into my head here, Aries. For others, I feel that this could be you just transforming your situation in your life in general. I feel like you want more control with the Chariot card. The Chariot is a card of hard control. The Strength card is a card of soft control. So with the Chariot, it's really about kind of like taking the reins, making something happen in your life. It's a card that says where there's a will, there's a way. And I definitely get a strong will here. I mean, you are an Aries, so, that makes perfect sense to me. I don't think you're the type to give up pretty much on anything. And so I feel for a lot of you that you just see a lot of things that you could accomplish, and I really feel you want to accomplish them. So this to me, like, is you saying, no, you know what, I really need to go and do something. For some of you, it's interesting because I feel like you could almost be going against family wishes. Like maybe people in your family don't want you to make a change or don't want you to do something that you want to do, but it's your life. So I feel like you're saying, no, it's my life. I'm gonna go make this happen. So you have like a lot of goals right now. The Chariot is also a card of as above, so below. Normally he has stars in his canopy. And so again, I feel like something is written in the stars here. You have the Ace of Swords, which is a victory. I definitely feel some victories coming in for you here. I kind of, I have a lot popping into my head here, Aries. I'm just going to say it. I feel for some of you, you're realizing that a person is kind of like poison in your life. I feel like there could be a person in your life where maybe they always leave and come back or something. And I feel like when they're in your life, you've noticed that they're just not good for you. And for others, it could be like a family member or something like that. I'm pretty sure I said something similar in a similar reading. So I do feel some of you are kind of making the sacrifice or cutting the person out. The interesting thing is, I feel like the thing that you're going to notice immediately is that you'll probably more easily overcome obstacles in your life. Maybe when this person is in your life, they turn tiny little things into big, huge disasters, right? But without this person in your life, I feel like you're noticing that you're starting to win again. So I feel like you need to trust your intuition on that, is what I'll say to you. Again, it could be a lover for some of you. It could just be a family member. But I kind of feel like you're ending something like with a person like that. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Flattery card. I do feel like there's someone flirting with you or communicating with you or something. This person's much more alike to you than you think. Kind of a weird message popping into my head here, Aries. It's almost as if, I feel like you're interested in a person, or, they could be interested in you, I suppose, but I feel like there could be messages coming in. This could be online because you have that Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is kind of like my online dating, internet dating, whatever the hell you kids do nowadays, right? I feel that there could be communication. It's like, I feel like you're already interested in this person or they're interested in you, take how it resonates. And I feel like you're much more alike than you think is what's popping into my head. Maybe you're interested, but you're like, this person's very different than me. But I actually feel like you're very similar. I feel like what I mean by that is maybe just your ideas. I feel like it's more down to your soul level as well. But I also feel it's maybe you are very different people, but I feel like your morals, your ethics, your ideas about relationships are very similar. And that's what I mean. But I feel like your initial impression is a little bit different is what I'm getting here, especially with that Two of Cups at the end. And I don't know, let's see where it goes. With the Chariot, you have the Vision card. Could be a Pisces. You've had a Pisces or a water sign popping up in your readings quite frequently. Could also be another fire sign as well, is what I'm getting here for you, Aries. But, again, I feel like this person and you kind of share the same vision. But I also feel that Chariot, where there's a will, there's a way. One of the quickest ways to achieve your goals is to have clear vision, to kind of be able to see where you are going, to understand what you are actually trying to accomplish in great detail. So I feel like the more detailed you can get about your goals, wishes, and dreams, the more specific about the things that will happen. I always tell people, if you want to manifest things very, very quickly, start scripting, right? I've manifested crazy stuff with scripting. Most of you wouldn't believe it. And the best part is it's free. People always say where's the proof? I'm like, well, there's plenty of proof. But what I would say is that I'm not one to brag, number one. Number two, it's free. It doesn't cost you any money to sit down and write about what the things you want for 20 minutes in a day, right? That's literally all it takes. So I always tell people, if you're scripting, pick a goal, something that you want to script towards, that you want to write about, that you want to act as if you already have, and start writing about it, but also the side effects. If you're wanting to make a certain amount of money, it's don't just write about the money, write about all the other experiences that you'll be having because of the money. What are the things that you're going to buy? Where are you going to go? What trips are you going to take? Get super detailed. And I feel like that Vision card is basically saying that. With the Temperance card, you have the Romance card. Definitely love coming in. I feel like this is true love, because the Temperance card is really telling me that there's something that you've been waiting for a very long period of time, or you've tried to create this in your life. For some of you, I feel you could be leaving a relationship that you have tried to fix. So maybe you did try to fix something, and now you're kind of leaving it because of this right here. You have the Smoke and Mirrors card. I feel like some of you feel lied to in relationships, for sure. For others, I feel like you're just hoping to attract a person who isn't going to lie, plain and simple. You have the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles here. So I definitely feel true love could be coming in for you here with this Two of Cups energy. I feel like this person is very fun, very generous, very playful. So if you have love entering into your life, that's what I feel. I feel that they're very enthusiastic about things as well. You have that enthusiasm card. So I feel like something that will stand out to you if you're looking for a person is how enthusiastic this person is. I feel like they can't be brought down. I feel like they kind of are able to maintain their excitement about something even in the dark times. So if they're excited about a business, even when the business isn't doing well, I feel like they maintain their excitement. They're still just as enthusiastic about it as they are during the good times. But I also feel if they might not have a business, maybe they just have a job, and maybe they just speak more positively about the job, or whatever the case may be. That's kind of what's popping into my head here. But again, I feel there is a perfect match coming in for you. For some of you, I feel like you have your eye on them already. It's kind of weird because, with that Flattery card, it's I get this feeling of two people who aren't looking at each other right now. But it's inside, I feel like you are looking at each other, meaning that you could be having dreams about a person. You could be, and maybe you haven't even met this person yet, or maybe you have. You could be communicating in the 5D, or whatever you want to talk, whatever you want to call it. But it's super interesting to me, and I feel like you're about to come together with this person for some of you, and so love it. You have the Two of Pentacles again. I feel like this person is very fun as well. I feel like they're not overly serious. I feel they have a good balance with the Two of Pentacles. For others, I feel like this is saying work hard, play hard. Obviously, you're not going to meet this person sitting on your couch. So I do feel that this is saying if you're working too much, maybe you need to go out so you can actually meet a person instead of just, being home. And finally, you have the Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. I feel like there's much, this to me, there are certain things where I feel like in the past you said to yourself, this is normal in relationships. And I feel like you're finding out, I don't really have any specific examples, but I feel like in the near future, when you're with this person, you're finding out that things you thought were normal are not normal. And so, maybe you put up with a lot in past relationships. And I feel this new one is kind of making you realize that you don't have to put up with those things at all, ever. So, love it. I would also encourage you to plant seeds with that Six of Pentacles. Again, you have all this growth showing up in your reading. So, any of you that have businesses or careers, looks really good. With the Two of Cups, you have the Lust card. I feel like you two won't be able to keep your hands off each other. This has come up for you before. Again, some of you, if you were born in, like the 80s, late 80s, or I should say, well, really 88, then you're going to have your Jupiter return pretty much this year, or, well, depending when you were born. It could be like more towards the end of the next year, basically. Again, you're going to have to look at your own chart and figure that one out. But, I don't know. Whenever we have our Jupiter return, especially, that can be when, like, for those of you looking for love, that can be when you meet the love of your life, or, a person that you're really supposed to be with. There's something here with Jupiter. It's popping into my head. That card is Venus. That card is Venus in Aries. But for some reason, it's popping into my head as Jupiter. Again, I read intuitively. And, if you're wondering, like, when will I meet this person, I would also look at, like, when is Jupiter going to be aspecting your Venus? And again, obviously, you're going to have to know your own chart to know that. But there are plenty of free resources out there where you can figure that out. But for some reason, it's popping to my head, is this year or next year? Next, with the Two of Pentacles, you have this discrimination card. Pretty much everyone has had this card, and again, it's not discrimination like racism or something like that. It's discrimination in the sense that you could be very, very picky at this time. I actually don't think this is a bad thing at all for you, Aries. I feel it would be a good time for you to be picky, for you to kind of really make sure that you're only inviting the types of energies into your life that you desire. And, that's kind of what I feel like this is saying. The Two of Pentacles is really balancing out your energy, like where do you put your energy and all that other stuff. With the Six of Pentacles, you have this idealism card. A lot of people getting this as well. To me, this is the Neptune and Pisces energy. This card is actually the Sun in Aquarius, but just intuitively, I kind of feel this is very similar. I kind of feel like this is coming up a lot for a lot of people because of Neptune and Pisces. The problem with Neptune and Pisces is that we can have these big, huge, crazy dreams, right? The good thing about Neptune and Pisces is that we can have these big, huge, crazy dreams. The trick with Neptune and Pisces is we have to take those big-ass crazy dreams and we have to bring them down to earth. So you might be idealizing certain situations in your life. You might be over-exaggerating. I feel like as long as you know that you're over-exaggerating, then it's fine. And I would also say as long as you're taking the steps. Have the dream, Six of Pentacles, break it down to the smallest part. It's like maybe you want to be able to buy your own football team in the future. You might be saying, that's impossible. I'm not a billionaire. Well, you never know. Don't sell yourself short. Maybe you'll become a billionaire, right? And this is basically says, what steps can you take today to make this a reality? What can you do? No matter how small they are. It's like once you start the journey, that's it. The universe moves out of the way. And I've proven that to myself many times. So I would get started here, but this looks amazing. I feel like something is destined for you. Again, written in the stars. I keep getting that in your reading, but it looks really good. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.